Hey everyone, how's it going? This was a subject I'd been thinking about doing for some time, and it's one of those things where I had one or two ways to do it. One, I could do a 20+ minute yapping session about writing and how to start doing it, or I could just get straight to the point on this matter, because it's one that's really easy to do, but so many people fret over this thing, which is why I'm just going to get right down to it by telling you how to write. And it's not going to be anything too advanced, but just enough to get you started. So here it goes. All you have to do is just open up a simple app like Notepad. This is a thing that I use for every single video that I make. Think about making a sentence. Doesn't have to mean anything or even make sense. The habitual path to writing words begins with words, then sentences, then paragraphs, and before you know it, you're on your way to having full pages. Every time I think of doing a video or something creative in terms of writing, I always look at a blank screen, and it's the most nightmarish place of existence for aspiring writers. But there is really no shortcut to this sort of struggle when it comes to writing. To go from words, sentences, paragraphs to full pages, you really just have to start writing, unfortunately, and you have to start from nothing. You can easily do this stuff for free if you have a computer. For free word processing software, give LibreOffice a try if you don't want to subscribe to anything, or even just use Google Docs. Plenty of writers have written books just using that. So you don't really need any fancy tech, you don't need to go analog and buy something like a typewriter or whatever. You just need to slot some time in the day to just get into the habit of writing some words down, whether it's on a piece of paper or on a free app like, say, Notepad or whatever. From that point on, you can then snowball your spontaneous idea into something more. When it comes to the aspect of creative writing, the process is relatively easy compared to non-fictional work, where far more research is required to get everything right. However, research is the second core component needed for well thought out material, creative or non-creative. The research aspect goes hand in hand with your writing, but the writing itself needs to have a foundation of words prior to endless research. Whenever I make videos on a subject that requires research, I quickly jot down important notes, and from there, I just use it as a quick reference for whenever I write my scripts. But if you spend too much time researching, then you won't have anything written at all. Writing creatively or academically has always operated on a binary of sorts, researching and writing. But people nowadays are trying to find alternative ways to do it in the hopes of being less distracted. Some people in the writing community have even created DIY inventions such as writer decks, small, compact, and nimble devices that are designed for distraction-free writing. Others have gone back to the past and have even started using typewriters for the same sort of reason. But the truth is that it really doesn't matter what method you use to do your writing. Some of the most well-regarded writers allocated time in their day just writing, using their own unique methods. It had nothing to do with what they used, but what they did while using their own unique methods. And most writers over the ages adapted to new tech over time to make the writing process that they've already polished easier. Using a distraction-free device isn't going to make you less distracted or more productive. It boils down to a more disciplinary approach to writing, treating it like an important goal that you need to work towards every day. Whether it's short-term or long-term writing that you're doing, you need to just break it down like when you eat food. You really just need to start writing, and it doesn't always have to be good either. Just sit your ass down, open up an app like Notepad, and start writing some sentences to get into the habit of doing it. The less you think about this sort of thing, the better. That's all I wanted to say on the matter. There are more in-depth articles, essays, and videos that detail the art of writing, different angles and ways to think about it as well as approaching it, but I wanted to get this off my chest with a more straight-to-the-point approach and a more simpler framework. Writing is really one of those things you should not overcomplicate, especially when you're getting started. A writer with a heap of words on a rough draft is more valuable than a writer with a heap of research in a blank document. Writing is stupidly easy, but requires daily dedication, patience, and discipline to have something tangible to work with. However you want to do this is up to you. You could buy a distraction-free device, get a typewriter, or even use a pen and paper to jot down notes and write down ideas, write down something, anything. But ask yourself this before doing any of that. Can I write anything for free? After that, it's your choice. In any event, I will provide links in the description for those that want to go in the rabbit hole of writing research, as well as those that are interested in alternative devices for writing. I hope you've gotten some small insight on the matter and understand just how simple it really is when you stop overthinking this. As for writer's block, yeah, it's a thing, but it's not an excuse to not write either. Like I said, develop a disciplinary habit of writing random shit on your Notepad app or even in your journal. Anyway, that's all for the subject of writing on my part. Thanks for watching.